Welcome to another episode of Poker Time. It's 5:10 with, other stuff in there too. Sometimes 20, sometimes more. Looks like we have straddle on the button, and he's starting things out raising from the big blind.
We have kind of a cooler to start things off. This, on a low flop, could end up close to all in by the river because of Lee's stack.
Yep. There's the 3-bet from Sydney. Sword is not folded yet. He's thinking. He's got something, I think. It seems.
Stu Younger. Ace-King. This might just end up all in pre-flop, I guess.
Well, I would expect a 4-bet coming from Stewart at least, and then I don't know what anyone else does.
A 4-bet at least? Do you think Stewart can 5-bet right now? That would be cool.
I'm saying I don't think he's going to fold, and I don't think he's going to call, but then I don't know what Sydney and Lee are, how they're going to respond to it.
I'm going to guess Sydney ends up getting away from this hand.
Let's see what Lee does.
Lee might even fold. This might just
get
through.
This looks very strong. And in fact, it is.
I mean, it really sucks if you're Lee and you're sitting there with jacks. You open in early position.
You're like, did I just run? I mean, I could be in third place here.
This is usually a fold, I would think. And Sydney probably also is usually folding.
It sucks. He hasn't folded yet. Aaliyah does go with it, though, instead. Right. Sydney gets away, and of course,
Stewart cannot fold.
Stewart's making sure that it's not way more than he thought it was, but
yeah, for 500 more, it's an easy call.
Of course.
We're gonna rip the bandit off real quick with our dealer gamble.
Yep, he does not waste time,
except for the flop.
That part of it.
That's a good flop.
Well,
for Lee.
a 10 though would be a problem, but
just
otherwise, quads.
Quads are good.
Sydney would have beat Stewart as well, but I'm guessing he was folding anyway. I think.
Well, that's a nice double up for Lee.
I'm not sure what Sydney would have done. All options were on the table for Sydney, I think.
Well, Sydney's still up 2.7K, so.
Well, you remember he won that Ace-King versus King's hand against Danny last time in a monster pot.
He's living the life.
Yeah. That was pretty much all that 2.7K is from that hand. I think it was 2.6K pot. Or more? It was more. Yeah. It was much more. It was like a 5K pot, now I think about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Lee now. Big winner as well.
All it takes is jacks.
Yep. Here's your VPIPs.
I'm surprised anybody is sniffing Danny, but it looks like K6 is.
Remember, K6 doing a lot of limping.
Yeah.
A lot of limping.
PFR would be a different story.
Yep. And here's that PFR once again. It looks like he's going to raise, though.
So it is a PFR. He's PFRing right now.
Yeah.
Jonathan looked at me like that was something you shouldn't say.
No, not at all. That's not what I was looking at for. You just interpret everything as an attack. It's about your own personal self-esteem. All right, let's go to the flop.
Why would you say that to me? On
the
day of all days.
Lee with the 4s checks. Danny with the 10s checks. Everybody checks.
Lee has some hope with a club, although he probably doesn't feel like it.
Danny probably going to bet his 10 here, right? No. And somehow, everybody checks again. There will be value. That someone must get value.
I don't know.
Wait.
Lee is bluffing?
I don't know.
He's got to be bluffing.
Here's call number 1.
This is a weird spot for K6. I think he could call if he thought it through, but the 5 could easily have hit Lee.
Danny, I guess, could have trip 5s also and just be calling here, but usually he's going to raise. And it's not crazy to fold.
K6 isn't going to like to see that.
And let's look at the face. There you go.
Yeah.
Displeasure.
It's displeasure.
And he's looking up at the sky, talking to himself, muttering to the gods.
He's talking to the gods, not to himself.
Well,
Poseidon, why have you forsaken me?
Yes.
If you could read lips, you could see that's what
your
he said.
mighty trident has failed again.
I'm changing over to Hades or Zeus or one of the other ones.
Sure. There's many, many others to pick from, so that's good.
Dionysus. Why not?
Just as an example.
We're going to PFR again? We are.
We are PFRing up in here. A bit of a worse hand this time.
Great success. 2.5x. You win $15. That's a good return.
If you could do that every time,
you could
be a billionaire.
You make a lot of money on an hourly basis. It'd take a while to get billion.
Would it? Think
depends.
about the compounding nature of these things.
If you go into bigger stakes and it just keeps happening.
Well,
and eventually you're playing
you could do that
against
every time.
Paul Fu and Gila Liberté, 4K, 8K, and they're just folding every blind.
Even then, a billion would take a long time. Yeah. Danny's gonna straddle the button, and we want to. Nope, I don't know how to say this in a non-weird way.
Well, we didn't PFR.
Right. It's a limp.
Yeah, you've been good. You've been good.
Being excited to see the flop.
Lee folded king 10 there.
Huh. It seems. I'm going to say nitty. He's going to check around, and here's a 10. And there's the king.
I don't expect any money to go in. Oh, K6 is going to
bluff.
bluff.
He's got. Oh, yeah. Danny folds. 2 pair. That worked amazing.
Yeah, nice
Let's
bluff.
watch for the Danny reaction. He's like, small pot.
Yeah.
And indeed it was.
But K6 gets to feel good about it, and that can make us all feel good.
Yep. I feel like that was just a revenge of the hand from before.
A revenge of the hand from before, yeah. It's a good movie title.
It's sort of derivative of Revenge of the Nerds, though, don't you think?
Who's to say, you know?
Revenge of the Sith.
Who are you, Roger Ebert?
He's dead, man.
Yeah. So
it'd be hard for me to be Roger Ebert.
You could become him now.
I could.
That's how death works.
Is Danny going to play this hand? He is not. Hand over.
Wow.
Let's move on.
That was real boring. Thanks a lot.
Nitro betting forever? I don't know. Hey, while we have a moment, if you're enjoying this show, leave a like.
All right.
We never ask for likes, but everyone else does, and I feel like they're onto something.
Yeah, they probably are.
I should just say, just click the like button if you like it. If you don't worry about it.
Also, I have this petition. Can you sign it without me telling you anything?
Yeah, leaving a like. Don't read the terms and conditions around leaving likes. I'll say that. Not another walk. We cannot do another walk. Thank you. He will not let there will be no walks. Oh, well, but
he should have
just a call.
Should have let the walk happen. Well,
Damien just calls, and
all right,
let's see
very tricky, very very tricky.
How this goes.
Doesn't like the kings pairing.
It is Sydney.
No, but he's happy with the 9.
Sure, he's gonna check call this for sure. There it is. Probably gonna go check a lot on the turn.
Yeah, I could see Damien betting again when Sydney didn't bet the flop.
There's
but also you'd be concerned about folding out all the worst. Ooh.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Well, now Damien can just fold to a lead and check back for sure if Sydney bets, because I guess Sydney could have queen 10 or jack 10 or queen jack.
Ace jack, ace queen.
Those are a little less likely. I feel like they would bet more.
We blocked them.
Yeah.
Oh, for 50 on the river.
50 is going to call.
Is it? Yeah. It wasn't 50,
though.
Did he raise? He raised to 150, but Sydney insta-called. Did he turn his hand into a bluff? I don't feel like he did.
Well, what's he trying to get called by then?
Ace high, 2 jacks? I don't know. Those are the only answers I have.
That's odd.
That is a surprising raise.
I guess, yeah, 10s, jacks, and queens are the hands you're targeting there.
And maybe the occasional ace
pretty
high?
Specific, and it's pretty cool when it works out.
It is really incredible when it works out. Sydney does not even waste a second calling with his 9s full. That seems smart.
Yeah.
For only $100 more, and when it goes check on the turn.
Nice hand for Lee.
Very pretty. After his double up a little while ago, and there's the limp.
Lee the limper, huh?
Limp and Lee. These 3 guys sitting right next to each other. K6 could just throw an elbow, hit everybody. K6 with the best hand right now, too.
Yeah. This is like a low-key cooler, bro.
He's got both these players dominated.
Just
crushed.
That says K6 folded. It's not true. They're lying to you.
I assume Lee's going to check this back a lot here.
Could try to get value from a weaker queen because it's just a limp pot. K6 doesn't often have a stronger queen. That doesn't help Lee at all.
No, but, it went check call on the flop, so, like, it's betting the turn again. It just You worry about being up against trip aces. Lee's going to have to call this, though, especially with the jack coming in.
Yeah.
Although that jack is not a card you want to see, really.
No, the jack doesn't help.
The jack helps his opponent sometimes. He cannot be cutting out raising chips, right?
I mean, you block some full houses, but not full houses the K6 really has
Nope,
in his range.
Not at all. There's
Just
the call.
calls.
And he gets
King Queen's good
pipped.
here.
Pipped. Yep. Once again, pipped.
Yeah, you got it. You said it.
Yeah, he got pipped.
Did he get what? Got pipped.
Pipped, Grant. You know what pipped means?
It's like when you're in a fight and somebody says pip, and then they punch you in the face.
That's one of the ways. The other thing it means is like when something is pippin' hot, like
yeah.
pippin' hot donuts or something.
Yeah, because
like that.
Scottie Pippen was known to eat things when they were very
he
hot.
loved it.
Yeah,
He loved
it burned
hot
everybody
stuff.
else's tongue, but he was fine.
Yeah, it's pippin' hot.
Yeah.
But I don't mean it that way, obviously.
No, of course you mean it the third way,
Yeah.
which has to do with the mongoose, the mighty mongoose.
Some of the listeners understand. I'll
Yeah.
just say that. Joseph going to flat the king 9 suited in the cutoff.
That's fine.
Yep.
Looks like
Stuart
we're going to
feels
defend the straddle here with the hand that can make a straight.
just barely.
And look at that. Stewart's
well,
a genius.
Well, look at the way he looks at Damien. You see that look he shot him?
Yeah, he's like, you idiot. How did you raise my my jack 7?
I expect Stuart's going to come right out and bet.
Yeah, there's a lot of draws on
Yeah,
this board.
it's dynamic enough. Damien's going to defend those 2 4s at least once.
I think you can just let it go.
Yep, with Joseph behind him. But he likes to play it sticky. Wait, did he put in... That's a call, right?
No, it's a raise. Okay.
Whoa. Well, that's not going to work out at all. With
No.
695 left, I expect Stuart to put it all in right now.
I'm not really sure why Damien is doing this.
I don't know either. I don't understand why he raised the aces the other time either. But I got to believe Stuart on with the hearts and all that.
Yeah, just move in.
Yeah, he's like, if you have an overpair, great. If you have hearts, that's fine.
If you have a set, so be it. It's usually a set of 3s. At least I have some outs.
Yeah, like whatever. There it is. There's the shove.
And that'll be the end of this thing unless Damien really surprises me.
This would be a bad call. Were he to make it. He does not. Damien's like, whoops.
Yep. He's all like, whoops.
Yep. Whoops. There it is.
Yeah, it's like that. That song is still relevant today.
You don't think everyone knows that song? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that song is still relevant today.
So you...
Did you hear the words?
But the
Are you
sarcasm.
taking...
I heard the tone.
The song is relevant.
There it is again.
The song is going to be used in one of
The
the
tone.
presidential campaigns of 2024.
Tone.
At least one presidential campaign. It might be a third-party candidate, but they're going to use it.
K6 opens the button with
Jill
unknown cards. It's aces. And Danny's going to call.
Jill Stein's going to use it.
Danny with...
6-3.
He does flop a 6.
I don't see Danny folding for one bet.
That would be surprising. Unless the sizing is such that he can read right through K6.
Looks like 60.
60 into 75.
Literally.
It'd be really weird to just fold.
Danny does play by feel a lot.
He does. And is often right with his feel, but he may even think he's behind a lot here and just looking to improve, you know.
Yep.
Which is fair, taking one shot at it.
Yeah.
You figure most of the time a 6 or 3 is good. That is not a card you want to see, though.
No,
as
that's a
Danny.
pretty bad card. It's not a great card for
Yeah.
K6 either, and he checks back, and that's another bad card.
Will Danny go for... Nope. He's just basically giving up. On that board, he knows he's losing
I don't think
always.
K6 was going to get any more value that time.
Nope.
Is it a penny?
Small pot. You know what they say about 6-3 off. You know,
6-3 off small pot.
lose a big pot, win a small one.
But he just lost a small one.
Lost a small one.
So I...
Win a big pot, lose a small one. That's what they say about 6-3
Ah,
off.
okay. Okay.
Right?
You had me confused there.
Yeah. That's your problem, though. That's on you and your brain. Hey, you know what's cool?
Tilda Swinton failing at interning again with the graphics.
Yep. At least we know what the hands were last time. Tilda.
Except not the river.
Tilda, stop trying to memorize your lines and start pressing the buttons in front of you.
Any button. Just press
Yeah,
any
we don't care.
button.
We don't care anymore. There you go. That's a great start.
You have to keep going though.
No, don't let her work it out herself. She's a wonderful actress, you know. This is a new thing for her.
She was in the Cold Train movie.
The Coal Train movie?
Yeah, the Cold Train movie. Snowpiercer.
Oh, the Cold Train movie. Yes, I thought you were saying like Coltrane, like John Coltrane.
No,
I was
Cold
like,
Train.
I don't think there's a Coltrane movie.
Oh, she played John Coltrane.
She can do anything.
She's that good.
She can do anything at all. K6 gonna call with his gutter after Sydney bets his gutter.
It's gutter on gutter action.
Everybody
and
misses.
It's gonna be K6 actually has a kicker that plays here, which is surprising but true.
It's not gonna matter.
He's gonna fold.
Sydney's like, woohoo! We folded it out an 8. It's a beautiful thing.
They eat bugs
Yep.
on the Cold Train.
Like pretty ugly bugs.
Yeah, but they just look like Jello.
You ever watch this show?
No.
Me either.
Good.
It's got Jennifer Connelly in it.
Really?
Yeah. And Daveed Diggs.
I don't know who that guy is.
Of course you don't. Hamilton.
Never saw it.
Blind Spotting.
Never saw it.
Yeah.
The old man,
The movie Wonder.
the floor
Never
house.
saw it.
Those are all
The
quite
floor
good.
outlet,
Okay.
the old man house.
But whatever, man.
Bananas in the floor outlet.
You do you. We got a little K6 Danny action one more time.
Although Tilda has decided that K6 folded.
It's an open-ender for Lee, who is not in the hand and did not raise to 45. And it's a straight for Lee, who is not in the hand. And Damien
And there's
also
no
has
cards on the
folded.
flop apparently.
Danny has 9 high. It's a pair of 8s for K6. Congratulations, Tilda. We're not going to fire you because you bring a lot of clicks with your Instagram, but you got to do a little better.
It's rough. It's a little rough over here.
Maybe just do it too quick. Quickly. Maybe just.
No, we don't care that you shaved your head for the role. It doesn't matter to us. You understand? You're not on camera. Apparently, she's going to be in a movie where she's playing a YouTube intern on a poker show. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's why she's here. You know,
I
she's
see.
like trying to
I
live
see,
it
yeah.
first. Method. It's like when Robert De Niro like hangs out with the NYPD
Right,
before
right.
he does his cop movie.
Stewart is going to open the ace jack off. Looks like K6 is going to a little frisky with the king 10 going to come along.
Yep. Sydney wants nothing to do with that ace 4. Fool. It's an ace. There's a 4. Sydney.
You fool.
Stu Younger with the
BD
overs, some one back
BDNFD.
door. Actually, 2 back doors.
Can't see K6 continuing here.
It
But
would be
looks,
optimistic.
He looks like he's got,
He
you
really
know, a little bit of...
I know, but now he's done.
Thoughts
I know he was
about
just this look back, but that time he was done. He's like, is it the King of Hearts? It is not.
Remember that week when Tilda only spoke in iambic pentameter?
Yeah.
That was rough.
That was just her doing like Shakespeare like exercises
Yeah.
too. You know, it wasn't even like for a role necessarily.
Most of
for,
the
like, future
most
stuff.
of the words didn't even go together. She was just trying to like,
Yeah.
it was rough.
I would appreciate if she at least picked an actual sonnet or something, you know. Shall I compare thee to the buds of May? You know, like, come on.
Come on, Tilda.
It's actually to a summer's day, I'm sorry. Thou art more lovely and more temperate. I mean, she could have done that, but no.
Danny's got the nuts for Danny.
It's a good hand. Who doesn't open this?
Some-
Sydney's thinking, meaning he's usually, he's usually 3-betting when he's thinking, but not that time.
Damien is going to defend.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, of course. Nothing for nobody. Looks like Damien's going to take the opportunity and probably just win right here.
Damien has been aggressive throughout
Yeah.
his short time on this show, and he'll take it down.
It finally works. It's been
Yeah, right.
It's been a rough time.
It has.
More notes. More notes.
Ace 5 again for him, much less pretty though, unsuited.
Yeah. And we're down to the blinds. Start putting max pressure.
Oh, he's just crushing souls with this raise.
And
He's
there's the
dominated.
7. Both players hit their 7.
K6 should win a bet or two out of this.
Yeah. Certainly going to call this. 55?
He did fold those 10s that one time. You never know.
Yeah. But doesn't seem to have any interest in folding yet. And, 8-9 does come in. That's about it.
Probably going to kill action unless either player improves.
I guess 10x of clubs also hits. K6 going to deny some equity here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Weird spot for Stewart. Can beat the club draws and a few of the straight draws.
Yeah, but K6 could easily just have a king.
Yep. Or a better 7, as it turns out. Or the 10, or 8-9.
Yep.
Or other stuff. Or other things.
Thank you.
Quad aces. Much.
When we were playing in Ireland,
That was one hand.
oh, it's 17 euro a pot.
It's like that in a lot of places in Europe, isn't it? At least that's what I've heard.
Europe got completely.
Got the straddle on the button.
Telling me about that about Monaco too.
Fucking crazy.
You see up there now it says what number hand it is in this overall session. It said hand 111 up there. That was kind of cool.
That's sick. Damien has a real hand. Gonna make it 50. Stuart gonna set mine.
Maybe more. Not anymore. Damien, here comes the continue.
This will be an easy one.
Fully expect Stewart to fold. And
There it goes.
expectations are met.
Alright, we're going to take a break till 9:10. This is your opportunity. I took off my hand.
We're back.
We have returned.
Great ad.
Really good.
That ad gives me goosebumps
It
in my
gives-
knees.
In the knees. Yeah, that's hard to do that.
Yep. If
But
you didn't
it's done.
if you didn't watch it, you should watch it again.
Yeah. And do what it says.
This card is worn out and marked.
So no straddle this time. By the way, check it out. Lily gone.
Oh.
So we had a little break there. That's what that when the ad happened, and we got a new player
A lot of them are. Okay.
sitting next to K6 on the right. It's
Kevin.
Kevin.
That's why we like it so much. We all want them all marked. Or
Danny's got an
not
easy
this one,
defend.
marked, all of them.
Danny forgot to straddle his button.
What?
Very un-Danny.
Sad.
To figure out that they all look that way.
Good flop for queens. I don't see Danny continuing here. Oh, maybe he will now. Stuart's trying to set the trap, but Danny's not falling in.
So it's just doing a board-based check too, I think, to some degree.
To some degree, it's a pretty dry board. It's not.
No, he certainly could have bet that. But I
Yeah.
think part of it is that he thinks Danny's going to bet a lot. He was probably very open to doing just check all three streets, right?
Yeah.
Against Danny. But no. No. You can just feel like the pressure building up, about to explode, can't you?
Can you?
I can.
Okay, good.
I can.
Excellent.
You'll all see. So we do have a straddle this time from Sydney. on le bouton. Stuart's
No
gonna-
French. No French.
Stuart's going to open, sorry.
Nines.
2 9s. And Sydney definitely going to defend this.
Not the flop for nines. Not the flop for king 5 either, but maybe an opportunity for Sydney.
I would expect Stuart's going to bet a lot, though, but he checks.
I think that's reasonable.
Sydney checks it back.
King 5 takes the lead. The king
Yeah.
on the turn.
It was indeed an opportunity for Sydney. Sydney might check this again.
I don't see a lot of value in betting.
Yeah,
Can probably bet the river, though.
absolutely, even with a diamond there. Start trying to induce here, and Sydney's probably going to go for value, right? He's thinking, can I get called by a worse hand when that diamond comes?
We'll find out if Stuart was trying to induce by whether he calls or not.
I mean, it's a completely undefined hand, right? I mean, except for the pre-flop stuff. So Sydney could have a lot of things and just be taking a little shot here. Stuart has to decide, is Sydney the kind of guy who's ever going to do that with just absolute air?
Well, I mean, if Stuart was trying to induce, he would have called by now.
That's probably true. Well, he's probably thinking about how Sydney doesn't really have any flushes.
He lets it go.
And then, yeah, interesting.
Ends up being a good fold.
Yeah. How about that? How
about
do they do it?
You know, it's not that good of a hand.
How? How do they even do it?
A lot of room back here.
Okay, and now we are doing what's called the stand-up game. Grant, let me explain to you the rules of the stand-up game.
Please do, Jonathan.
Everybody stands up.
Okay, that's
it. No, that's
step
the game.
one.
That's the game. And when you win a hand, you sit down, and the last person standing has to pay everybody else out at the table $25.
I see.
That's the stand-up game. So basically, you got to pay out $150 if you're the last person to win a hand. And here we go.
And it's harder to look at your cards.
Everything's weird. People's heads are chopped off, but who cares?
Some serious exercise.
It's the stand-up game. Kevin with ace 4 off. He's going to raise it up.
It's like
Try and get out of here right
Whoa,
away.
he's going to make it 125. He's really trying to get out of the stand-up
Yeah.
game. Danny's having none of it with his pocket
The
threes.
stand-up game is the kind of game where you're going to see weird raise sizes and all that.
And that is a
And-
great flop for Kevin. I think he'll be sitting down soon.
I don't even know if he needed to bet that, but he gets to sit down.
He shows it. I don't think that was necessary, but it was nice, I guess, for Danny.
Yeah. Now, Kevin, of course, does still get a hand and still plays, but
But he's not going to lose that money. He doesn't have to stand up.
yep. It's better on every. Look how happy he is. Oh, the weight has been lifted. He did not know the burden until it was removed,
Yeah, that's right.
like Hester Prynne.
Exactly like
You-
Hester Prynne.
Do you know who Hester Prynne is?
No.
Read the classics
No.
one time in
I
your life.
refuse to. Kevin's going to open even though he doesn't have to win anymore.
Right. He has ace 8
gonna
suited.
limp.
7-handed.
He's
Oh, he
gonna limp.
limps. It's fine to open.
Danny's going to try to win the stand-up game. Damien's got king, queen.
All right, 3-handed. Here we go. What a flop for Kevin again. And
Wow.
Danny flops open-ended.
Seems like Lee should have stayed in that seat a little bit longer.
Wow, wow, wow.
Damien also with a little something, middle pair.
Yeah. There's the continuation bet. Danny goes kind of big because he just wants to take it down.
Works on Damien, but Kevin is certainly going nowhere.
That is for
The only question is
sure.
if he's going to raise at any point.
Yep. It's partially just about how much gamble do you have. Gamble test.
Looks like a call.
It's a call. Very reasonable.
Absolutely.
Probably optimal.
Does not improve. Neither does Danny. Danny's got a big old skull on his shirt there. Just wanted to let you
Skull
know.
with flowers on his head, though.
Yeah, so it's like a nice one.
It's like a Dios de la Muertos shirt.
Well
You know.
said.
Thank you.
Danny goes big again. He's like, I don't want to stand up anymore.
Yeah. He's like, this is one of those things that happens in these games. You dig yourself a pretty big hole, and he's like, no, you're not really cutting out calling chips.
How dare you?
Calling chips is the worst.
And of
Now we have
course-
to bluff the river.
Of course, Kevin cannot fold this hand at this
Of course
point.
not. The only question is, once again, to call or to raise. A call is probably right.
Yep.
He is going to call.
You get in some awkward spots on the river
Exactly.
when you miss.
When he doesn't improve on the river,
It would not be absurd to just move it in on the turn as Kevin.
I agree. He does not improve. And Danny's got, assuming Kevin checks here,
He does.
every motivation to move in here.
And this is usually supposed to be a fold for Kevin because he blocks the flush draws, which you would want
Yep.
Danny to have.
Danny does move in, and now Kevin just has a bad ace.
It's the worst type of ace now. It was the best type of ace on the flop, and now ace-x of diamonds is the worst type
And
of ace.
Danny gets it through. Oh, my goodness.
And he shows it, which must hurt so badly because that's another $1,000 on
Yep.
top of the pot that Kevin would have had.
Yep. Kevin lost a bunch of money instead of winning a bunch of money. I mean, that's poker in general,
Yeah.
I guess. But in that one hand, you know.
And
he's
that's
like,
what it's like.
I should have moved in on the turn.
And that's what it's like to play against Danny.
Yep.
I think that's the right fold, though.
In this game specifically against Danny, I'm not as sure if it
Okay,
is. I
but
think
if-
in general it is.
If you're going to
sure.
fold any ace, it's the ace-x of diamonds, right?
Right. Sure. Although the ace part doesn't matter, it's just the X part that really matters for the diamonds, right?
Yeah.
So you just, yeah. We only have one blocker there, not two. But still.
Stewart has a gut shot. Kevin has a 4. Don't see Stewart folding for this.
You are correct. Is he raising? You betcha.
Are you sure? Yeah, you're right. 165. Tough spot now for Kevin, who folds.
Folds right away.
And he gets bluffed again, and you see Kevin's face in the corner there.
Yeah, everyone's going to be super aggressive in this game, Kevin. That's right. If they're standing up, anyway, they're going to be super aggressive. Once they're
Yep.
sitting down, they don't have to be. But guys who are standing, working really hard to not pay that 150. Like Kevin had it on the first hand, but since then, it's just been naked aggression.
Sydney wanted to do this, right?
K6 defending with 10-4 off on the button. Whoa.
He doesn't want to stand up anymore.
I guess not. It probably plays better as a 3-bet if you're going to play it.
Nobody flops anything. Well, I guess Joseph flops middle pair.
Yeah. Checks around.
No equity gained by anybody against Joseph here on the 3.
Joseph at 91%. Danny is going to lead for 65. Easy call for Joseph. And I don't know if we're going to call 10-4. I don't know why we're not betting the flop with that. 6 on the river for Danny. Does block straights with the 7 and the deuce. But Danny knows he's probably going to have to bomb it.
You got to bomb it bigger when somebody's standing up, too.
That's right. 210, and if you call and you're right, you just get to sit down. Changes your whole dynamic for the next several hands. Danny, of course, could have a good queen here. Could have 2 pair here. Could have straights. 7-8 came in. All the straights feel like they have got something going on that are betting anyway. They've got like 2 pair or better.
But you can sit down if you call and you win.
Yeah. Joseph, this is a tough spot.
It is a tough spot. It's Danny. It makes you want to call.
Yep, and he does call.
Nice call.
Not only do you get to win the pot, you get to sit down. It's a great thing. 3rd straight bluff we've seen, by the way, in this hand. In this stand-up game.
Although that one was from a sitter.
That's true. That's true. That's a tougher bluff to get through. Not too many people left standing now.
K6, Damien, and Sydney.
Yep. They're starting to feel the pressure.
Yeah.
Crushing them like a mountain on their shoulders.
Exactly like that.
It's tough when you're sitting. You got to fold right away there, too. Like,
You got 10-3. What are you going to do?
I'm not saying he should play it. I'm just saying it's tough because now these guys can play a hand against each other, for example, and
Yeah.
one of them is going to win. Now, obviously, if someone picks up something, it doesn't matter. Stuart looks like he's thinking about it. So Stuart has, real hand.
You should probably 3-bet a stand-up gamer who only has 685
Yeah.
back and call off if they shove with 8s.
I think that's exactly what he should do, and he clearly agrees. Makes it 205. He's obviously never folding these 8s to Kevin either. With Kevin I assume. I shouldn't say that. I don't know what he's
It's a
doing.
little
to it.
scarier.
It's a little bit more.
Because Kevin would be a cold 4-bet and he's sitting.
Yeah, that's a great point. Okay, I shouldn't say. I was just looking at Kevin's stack size, but that's not a good enough reason.
8s is not one of your better 3-betting hands.
Yeah.
And Kevin is not going anywhere. He's moving in with the 4s.
Kevin thinks he understands the dynamic here.
He might. I mean, Stuart might not have 3-bet the 8s as like 100% of the
Yeah.
time
I think
if Damien wasn't standing.
that's correct. And Damien's stack size too. Kevin's all in for 905 though. It's only 700 to win 1.2K. It's almost 2 to 1 with 8s. That's pretty good.
Yeah, but there's so many pocket pairs above 8s. It's not
Yep.
like when you have queens and it's like ace, king, kings, and aces, and I can justify the call mathematically.
Well, yeah. I mean, of course.
Now we don't. If we know anything about Kevin as Stewart, we know he's capable of this type of move. Then maybe we consider calling.
I think if we know he's capable of it, we have to call.
I think this is going to end up being a fold though most of the time.
Well, that price is pretty attractive. If he was deeper, it'd be different, you know. But
It's not that good of a price. It's a pretty good price, but it's not like amazing.
pretty good.
I mean, you think all the prices are good because it's always a good price in poker.
It's better now when it's only 700 to 1.2, though. I mean, you know, how often do we have to win this? 37% of the time or something? 38% of the time?
And
Stuart
he makes
does
the
make the call.
and he's going to be thrilled to see what he's up against.
Oh, you
here.
love that reaction when you're Stuart.
You're like, oh, he doesn't even have ace king. It's great.
Look, he's upset. Is it like ace 5 or something? It's
What a
even
deal.
better.
What a
It's
deal.
Even better than ace 5, Stuart.
Safe flop.
Safe turn.
Nah, safe fish. Okay.
Safe-ish.
You know, it's getting closer to the 4.
It's like he could go runner straight if he goes river ocean. I mean, Stuart wins a huge pot.
Wow,
Kind
Kevin.
of out of nowhere. There was no real reason for Kevin to do that, but I guess he thought he understood the dynamic, and he did almost get it through, in fairness to him.
Tough little run here for Kevin joining the game.
Yeah, he won the first hand, folded the next hand where he would have won a
Yeah.
big pot, and then chose to just bluff there. I guess he'd been seeing all these bluffs, and
Well,
then he became the bluffer.
the stand-up game certainly creates action.
Yeah, it does. We still have 3 people standing. Stuart's loving it.
Love and life. K6 going to enter the pot. Looks like a raise.
Kevin sticking around.
Oh, K6 called.
Oh, he
maybe
did?
He raised. We don't know. No, he raised. Kevin didn't fold, did he?
Nope, Kevin's got cards in front of him.
All right, he called.
And Damien's going to defend with the Jack 5, which is the best hand right now.
He
K6
might get to sit down.
continues.
Kevin can't continue now. Damien,
He's
of course,
out.
will continue.
Yeah, easy call. Huh. Things get a little more interesting. There's the check, and bingo, bango. It's 2 pair.
That's
for
going to be
K6.
enough to do it. And he gets to sit
Oh.
down. That's disappointing.
Heartbreaking for Damien.
It's just Damien and Sydney left standing now.
Heartbreaking. Okay. So these guys should be trying pretty hard to win. We may see some pretty crazy stuff now. Damien's got a position on Sydney, which is pretty great. So if Sydney like folds, there's a case to be made that Damien should open pretty much 100%
He
of
should,
hands here. Yeah.
I agree.
And if Sydney opens, Damien should be calling very wide, I think, at least. Or maybe not 3-betting, but calling very wide at least, you know.
Damien just had
a
7
minimum.
deuce and had to fold out of the small blind on the straddle.
Yeah,
so
that Sydney straddles to make Damien
Yeah.
go first. That's actually really smart.
I think he's been straddling anyway, but
Yeah, of course he has.
it ends up being a pretty good move.
You are right. He has been, but he should have done it. Yeah, even if he hadn't been straddling.
And Sydney
normally.
raises the 7-3s, trying to
Yep.
just win this thing, but nope, K6 isn't going to let it happen, and I don't think he's going to let it happen now on that flop.
It would be pretty surprising if Sydney's going to take it down right now, and he does have some runner possibilities, but not too many. But of course, he has to try.
I feel like if you're K6 and you know about the stand-up game dynamic, you just have to close your eyes and call almost all turns and rivers with this hand.
That's such a bad turn.
It's
though.
really bad, but I mean,
It's such a bad turn.
with the stand-up game, I don't know. Can you fold? Would you?
I wouldn't fold to a bet right now.
I imagine Sydney will be betting with 7 high, and the king
It
is
looks like he's sizing it up. Not
the
surprising.
king is a major part of his range.
Of course it is.
Hey, you've been banned from this area.
How big is that? Is that pot? It's more than pot. It's 450 into 355. See? How do you like your 10 now?
It's very uncomfortable, but I think if we're playing optimally, we probably have to call because of the stand-up game.
I agree. Also, how many better hands do we ever have here? Like, so few.
Yeah, we have slow played sets and like ace 10 and queen 10.
King X of spades.
King 10,
mean,
I guess, a little bit.
Yeah. This is one of the better hands we can show up with.
I understand folding. It's really scary when he bets so big.
And from K6's point of view, he's like, I don't really care if he wins this hand or not. I don't have to be the sheriff of the world here.
And he folds.
And Sydney is so happy to get it through.
Damien loses the stand-up game, and that's going to be it for this episode.
Yep, he's throwing. You can see him throwing the money, and that is going to do it, as Grant's saying. We'll see you next time on Poker Time.
All right, fun.